Movie junkies, welcome back to Twin Flicks, where we always here celebrating the magic of movies and most importantly, physical media with you. Now, a couple new comparisons to have coming up that I want to share with you. I just got these in today. I'm going to do a comparison between the 4K UHD of Carrie and the previously released Blu-ray. First of all, take a look at this nice Steelbook. Love that artwork. And also, I got in the 4K UHD to Black Christmas. I'm going to compare it to the previously released Blu-ray. But this video is going to kick off a couple of comparisons that I've been wanting to do since I really started beginning these comparison reviews. And it's 3 animated movies. Now, I'm not a huge anime guy. I do love a couple of them, though, that are really the most popular ones. And I'm sure you have them in your collection as well. And that is Ghost in the Shell, Akira, and Heavy Metal. So I am going to be doing a comparison between the 4K UHD and the Blu-ray of Ghost in the Shell. Now, there's a big controversy with this UHD. Some people think it is one of the worst UHDs out there. Other people think it's great. So I'm going to talk about that and give my thoughts and compare the two in that video. And then we're going to dive into the 4K UHD Blu-ray comparison of Akira. This is released by Funimation. And there's some controversy with this 4K UHD release as well, where they didn't release it with the HDR. Instead, they released it with SDR. And then they realized the mistake they made and they sent out replacement discs. But I wanted to talk about that in that video, about what all happened and how you can make sure that you have the HDR version. So keep an eye out for those videos and more coming up, and the best way to do that is by being a subscriber to this channel, and also remember to hit that notification bell to be notified when all the new videos drop. Now, before his death, producer Ivan Reitman spearheaded and oversaw a whole new restoration built from the ground up for Heavy Metal, going back into the vaults and working from the original 35mm negative, forming a new native 4K DI with 24-bit color range, and added HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision grading, and has been reframed to its intended 1:85:1 ratio, all supervised and approved by Ivan Reitman to ensure the images and framing are as accurate as possible. But first, before we dive into this review, I just wanted to showcase the Steelbook here. This is the 4K UHD limited edition Steelbook that's no longer available. It's out of print. But let's zoom in there and check out the artwork there. I love that artwork. It's simple, but hey, I love it. And then inside you have the 4K UHD discs, the Blu-ray disc, and a standalone bonus features disc. And so let's get into it. The 4K UHD versus Blu-ray comparison. Let's check out all the improvements. And as usual, I have screenshots to compare the differences for yourself. Right off the bat, this is an outstanding 4K UHD presentation. The biggest problems with the Blu-ray is it was riddled with constant issues, from age-related damage to speckling to persistent instability, frame judder, along with dull colors, some even looking washed out. All of that mess has now been fixed completely and cleaned up with a superior, pristine image. The color reproduction is extraordinary, with truer, faithful colors, including some areas where the colors are restored to their intended colors, unlike the Blu-ray. The HDR Dolby Vision grading once again does its magic, delivering a much wider color gamut, allowing bolder, richer, vibrant colors, with excellent looking primaries. The greens, reds, blues, and yellows constantly deliver and ignite the screen without ever sacrificing or taking away from the source material. The black levels are remarkable, giving inky, deeper blacks, and avoids any crushing, unlike the Blu-ray that was plagued with crushing and edge enhancements. Shadows and shading are likewise impressive, giving way to incredible image depth and detail levels. Whites are also more brilliant white without any blooming issues. The improvements and nuances in the pulsating green light immediately show how much care and attention went into the color reproduction. Another point of the UHD is the incredible use of depth, dimension, and spaciousness that's consistent and completely opens up the image, allowing you to fully experience every single frame of detail of the animation and completely immersing you in this world. Again, I was just in constant awe over the bountiful amount of details, including background activity, that I've honestly never really seen before. And they're all there now with absolute precision, which is always a plus. In fact, this is the first time I've watched heavy metal without wanting to pause it to take in all the animation in frame. All previous home media releases, I always wanted to pause it so I could really examine all the detail in animation. The animated skin textures are very nice looking and as lifelike as 1981 animation can be. Grain structure is intact, but I did notice that maybe some DNR was slightly used here and there to smooth out some of the rougher animation areas, but it's very, very limited and not obtrusive in any way. And the image still carries a very nice natural grain structure, giving a fantastic filmic appearance. And another major improvement is the image stability. It's outstanding. Every single frame of animation, transitions, titles are rock solid, unlike the Blu-ray that was plagued with instability. Alright, let's get into the audio. And the audio has also received a major facelift with a new Dolby Atmos mix sourced from the original sound elements. And it was supervised by Ivan Reitman. The disc also includes the same DTS lossless 5.1 and stereo tracks as on the previous Blu-ray, which are also pretty effective. But really, it's the Atmos track that takes charge, that's very aggressive and opens up the entire sound stage. It's a powerhouse of a Atmos track that's extremely reference-worthy and quite impressive for a 40-year-old film. But it never overpowers the rest of the mix. The many different sound effects are just beautifully placed throughout the channels with terrific use of overhead, side, and rear channels. The extra spacing gives a much wider and stronger dimensional presence than ever before that gives you a true full immersive experience. The bass is everywhere on this track, offering extreme low ends, such as when the Lochnar is rumbling about, the alien spacecraft crashing down and clanking upon impact sounds amazing, a volcanic eruption, and all the terrific music cues all gives your system a very nice workout. So my overall score for Sony Pictures 4K UHD presentation of Heavy Metal, a resounding 5 out of 5 for both video and audio. This is an outstanding UHD presentation. You could take any scene from the film and it's completely reference worthy. But now I want to hear from you, so head over to the comments section and let me know when you compare the differences here between the Blu-ray and the 4K UHD, which do you think looks better, or do you see any comparison at all? Again, let me know over in the comments. And next up, stay tuned for a 4K UHD versus Blu-ray comparison of Ghost in the Shell. So as always, keep doing your part in keeping physical media alive, and we'll see you next time.